Hello, history friends. This is called Access to Learning During Reconstruction. It says, carrying light and knowledge. Edmonia Highgate, the daughter of freed slaves, grew up and was educated in New York during the Civil War. In 1864, she traveled south to establish schools for the religious organization called the American Missionary Association, AMA. This letter describes her experience with eager students in hostile surroundings. So this is in Louisiana, Lafayette Parish, Vermilionville, December 17th, 1866, so about 1 year after the Civil War. Dear friend, perhaps you may care to know of my work here for the freed people. After the horrible riots in New Orleans in July, I found my heart getting impaired from hospital visiting and excitement, so I came here to do what I could and to get stronger corporally, that I might enter fully into carrying light and knowledge into dark places. The Lord blessed me, and I have a very interesting and constantly growing day school, a night school, and a glorious Sabbath or Sunday school of near 100 scholars. The school is under the auspices of the Freedmen's Bureau, yet it is wholly self-supporting. The majority of my pupils come from the plantations, 3, 4, and even 8 miles distant. So anxious are they to learn that they walk these distances so early in the morning as never to be tardy. Every scholar buys his own book and slate, etc. They, with but few exceptions, are French Creoles. My little knowledge of French is just in constant rise in order to instruct them in our language. They do learn rapidly. A class who did not understand any English came to school last Monday morning, and at the close of the week they were reading easy lessons. The only church of any kind here is Catholic, and any of the people that incline to any belief are that denomination. It has not been safe to have a church of Protestant faith for the colored people. The priest talks of having a Catholic church built for them. If he succeeds, I fear my efforts will be for a while be lost. There is but little actual want among these freed people. The corn, cotton, and sugar crops have been abundant. Most of the men, women, and large children are hired by the year on contract upon the plantations of their former so-called masters. One of the articles of agreement is that the planter shall pay a 5% tax for the education of the children of his laborers. They get on amicably. The adjustment of relations between employer and former slave would surprise our northern politicians. Most of them are trying to buy a home of their own. Many of them own a little land on which they work nights in favorable weather and Sabbaths or Sundays for themselves. They own cows and horses, besides their raising poultry. I am doing what I can, but my 3 schools take most of my time and strength. I am trying to carry on an industrial school on Saturday. For that I greatly need material. There are some aged ones here to whom I read the Bible, but the distances are so great I must always have conveyance, and although I ride horseback, I can seldom get a horse. There is more than work for 2 teachers, yet I am all alone. God has wondrously spared me. There has been much opposition to the school. Twice I have been shot at in my room. Some of my night school scholars have been shot, but none killed. A week ago, an aged freeman was shot so badly as to break his arm and leg, just across the way. The rebels here threatened to burn down the school and house in which I board or live before the first month was passed. Yet they have not materially harmed us. The nearest military jurisdiction is 200 miles distant at New Orleans. Even the J.M. Bale agent has not been about for near a month. But I trust fearlessly in God and am safe. Will you not send me a package of the freedmen for my Sunday school? No matter how old they are, just send them by mail, for there has never been a Sunday school paper here. Please send me the American Missionary for 6 months. Enclosed, please find 25 cents, commencing with January. Please remember me to Brothers Whipple and Whiting and any others who may remember me. I should be very glad to hear from you. Yours in Christ's poor, Edmonia G. Highgate. All right, got a couple questions to go with this. First of all, who wrote this letter? Feel free to pause the recording as you look for the answer, and when you're ready, hit play. The second question says the author of the letter was from the North. Why did she move to the South after the Civil War? The author says, the majority of my pupils or students come from plantations 3, 4, and even 8 miles distant. So anxious are they to learn that they walk these distances so early in the morning as never to be tardy. What does this tell the reader about the student's desire to learn? How many schools has the author opened? What types of dangers did the author face as a teacher in these new schools? List at least 2. What harm had been done to the students attending these schools? And the students and teachers both faced danger for being at these schools. Why did they continue attending if they knew it was dangerous? All right, when you're done, please hit submit. Thank you.